Right now you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations, then a genre to dive deeper into.
A station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B,
kids,
and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
I was a sophomore in college when I was assaulted.
I was only 4.
I've attended many parole hearings for my mother's killer.
I felt helpless.
But now I have a voice.
Because I'm not alone. Because I can.
ICANN Crime Victims Assistance Network provides comprehensive victim services, including counseling and assistance at parole hearings free of charge to victims and survivors of violence. Visit ican-foundation.org.
We're here to help.
The project was supported by funding awarded by Federal Grant Fund 2019V2GX0053 through the Cal OES.
So after Russell Wilson got injured last night and his finger was bending in an odd way after hitting it on the hand of Aaron Donald after the game, Pete Carroll called Russell Wilson one of the great healers of all time. This man can heal faster than your normal human being, and you will see him back because he's not only a good healer, he's one of the great healers of all time. And that reminded me, it was 6 years ago when Russell Wilson put out that tweet that he got just absolutely roasted for, which was, I believe, at recovery water helped prevent me from getting a concussion based on a bad hit. Hashtag nanobubbles. Do you remember this? Because he invested in something called recovery water that had nanobubbles in it, and the nanobubbles were the thing that prevented him from getting a concussion on a bad hit.
The nanobubbles.
So he's going to be drinking a whole bunch of nanobubbles now to get that finger back in the right direction.
Well, the interesting thing about all of this is that it's a Thursday night game. So he has a longer period of time to get healthy for next Sunday's game, assuming they play next Sunday.
Are like people healing faster than somebody else? Is that like a real thing in the NFL? I feel like everybody's such a highly conditioned athlete these days and puts almost everything into it to make sure that they get back on the field.
Yeah, well, I kind of wonder, it all depends on what the injury is. If it's a soft tissue injury.
You could heal faster than somebody else?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
it's like that's what just such a fakakta claim by Pete Carroll. He's one of the great healers of all time. Watch. Let's cut him. And the scabbing just takes over immediately. Look at that.
I kind of told you a situation that I had with Pete Carroll as the Jets head coach in 1994.
Well, remind me again.
Well, we were playing a Thursday night game against the Bears, and that maniac Alonzo Spellman got my ankle underneath the pile and twisted it. And just, almost took my foot off.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't play the rest. I tried to play the game. I don't think I made it through that game. The next week we had a game in Cleveland, and there was I couldn't practice. I couldn't move. My ankle was blown up. It looked like 3 ankles, and I couldn't practice. I couldn't do anything. So we lose that game in Cleveland. We come back Monday, and Coach Carroll says, "Look, man, I'm going to need you to be out there. You need to be out. Your team needs you out there. You got to be out there." I'm like, "Coach, I'll try to be out there. I cannot move on my ankle."
And he called you one of the worst healers of all time.
But he likes to play psychological games, not with the team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he goes, "Look, I need you to dress for the next game." It was Indianapolis. "I need you to dress. Just dress. We're not going to play you. Just dress." I'm like, "Fine." And I'll never forget, the trainer was wrapping my ankle in it was a soft cast material. It was like a fiberglass casting material that was underneath my shoe, I believe. So I go out there and I stand on the sideline, and our quarterback, Jack Trudeau, that day, I don't know if he threw an interception in the first series or we went 3 and out or something. And Carroll looks at me and he goes, "You're in." I'm like, "I'm in." We ended up winning the game 6-3. I could barely move, and I could barely move the next 4 weeks.
One of those you probably heard it more playing the game.
And every time it got hit, it was miserable.
Ugh.
And so Pete likes to play games with, Russell's going to be fine because if we don't have Russell, then the whole team's morale is going to go in the tank.
Yeah, he's one of the great healers of all time.
Yeah, so that's why he does that.
I mean, he's still pulling the same garbage all these years later.
Of course, man. I mean,
That's worked for him.
Hey, whatever the psychological aspect is of the game of football, Pete Carroll's got his finger on the pulse of it.
Russell Wilson's an interesting case because he's really, really good. And he's won a Super Bowl, but I don't think that people look at him like he is like a top 5 guy right now. I think that he's
not a top 5 guy.
Well, that's the thing, but you would think that he would be off the top of your head.
You tell me off the top of your head who the top 5 guys are.
Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen, and Aaron Rodgers.
What about Kyler Murray?
Number 6, Kyler Murray.
So the point being is there's going to be a lot more guys that you go to first before you get to him.
Russell Wilson, Hall of Famer?
Yes.
You think so?
Eventually he will be, yes.
Okay. Keeps putting up the numbers?
Oh, yeah.
Keeps healing in the way that he's healing?
Yeah, he's a healer. Master healer. Master healer.
He is a master. You think Justin Herbert's a top 5 quarterback right now?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
Okay, so I wasn't reaching with that.
No, not at all.
Did you hear Brandon Staley talk about running the football? Everybody was all over this. You would have thought that this guy, this was phone sex to football fans. This thing that he put out, it got hundreds of thousands of views, and all it was him talking about running the football and why you run the football in the NFL. And people were drooling over this thing. You might actually, this might be like a type of thing.
Okay.
See if Al can find it, actually. I should have given him a heads up on this, but it just came up. But he's talking about why it's important to run the football.
It is important. I mean, I understand why a Charger fan may say, look, we got this howitzer for a quarterback back there. We should be throwing 50 times a game. But then all of a sudden you're exposing him to injury and more decision-making and all this other stuff.
All right, let's listen to the head coach of the L.A. Chargers talking about running the football. Let's see if this gets Boomer aroused like it did the rest of the NFL community.
What I think that the running game does for a quarterback is it gives you some breathers. And, you don't need a good running game to be a good play-action team. But what you need the running game for is the physical element of the game. There's a physicality to the game that's real.
Yeah.
Right? If you're just a passing team, okay, there's a physical element to the game that the defense doesn't have to respect.
I like it.
And that's the truth. Okay?
I do like
because the data will tell you don't need a run game to play pass. That's not. You don't need that. But what the running game does for you, it brings a physical dimension to the football game.
This is football
and what the running game does that the passing game does not is the running game forces the defense to play blocks and to tackle. That happens on a run play. You must play blocks and you must tackle. In the passing game, those things don't have to happen. Right? You don't have to play as many blocks, right? And you may not have to.
All right. Got it. It's like go with the Social 100 at 101 lecture. God almighty.
But you liked what you heard, huh?
Oh, yeah, dude. I loved it.
That thing has 1.8 million views.
Right. Yeah. This is what I was saying.
So think about this for a second. The Bucks and Patriots. You watched some of that game, Al?
Bucks Patriots, yep.
Yeah.
You love this game from a week ago.
I love the game because, all right, Brady's team won the game.
Yeah.
They only scored 19 points, and he didn't throw a touchdown pass. Now, Gronk didn't play, so that probably had a lot to do with it. But when you go back and you look at the tape of the game.
Like you've been doing.
Right, and you just look at the amount of times that the Buccaneers ran the ball, and they played right into the hands of what the Patriots wanted them to do. Run it, eat up the clock, it's wet out, do whatever you want to do. And it almost was like, I felt like I was watching the first Super Bowl that Tom Brady and Bill Belichick won after they beat the Rams. And the greatest show on turf, they weren't going to be able to slow them down. And that was when, in the fourth quarter, they got the ball back and Brady let them down and Vinatieri kicks the game winner.
That's right.
This was the same type of feeling that the Patriot defense gave me in this particular game this past week because they
lost.
allowed the Buccaneers to run the football.
Yeah, well, they
Not
lost.
allowed, but I mean, they dared them to run the football. You run the football. Run the football. We're going to play with two deep safeties. Run the football.
Yeah.
And it worked out to the tune of the Buccaneers, one of the best offenses in football up to this point, only scored 19 points.
So will we see some copycat coming up?
My thing is that Belichick does a lot of different things, and he's moving guys all over the place, and he's different. When they do blitz, it's a different type of blitz that maybe they hadn't seen before. But man, it was a great defensive game plan. It really was. And they had a chance. Now, they had Mac Jones leading them. They had a penalty. They had a ball batted down. If a ball doesn't get batted down, I'm telling you, I think that Jacoby Myers is going to be running down the sideline at least inside the 20-yard line. And if that doesn't happen, they're going to end up winning the game, just like they won that Super Bowl against the Rams.
On a completely different note, Amelia's, where we ordered breakfast from this morning, still not opening until 7 o'clock, which was a pandemic thing that they have not gone back to, which I think is complete and utter horse bleep. New York City, you cannot declare New York City back until diners are open at 5 o'clock again, or maybe even 24 hours. You're still giving me pandemic hours, Amelia's, and we love your food, and we'll continue to order from you, and we love you.
But there's an issue. You know what the issue is? Workforce issues. They can't find. They don't have enough people.
The people that are there at 7 can get there at 5. No,
I'm just saying that all these restaurants are running into.
I know they
workforce issues.
Stuff. I know there's a guy I know owns a restaurant, one of my favorite summer restaurants, who had to close at Labor Day. And he usually stays open all the way to Columbus Day. And he had to close. It's on the water, beautiful weather, missed out on September and October because of staffing issues. I know, it's terrible. Sucks. But I'm hangry. What do you want from me? I'm not.
You are hangry right now?
I am 100% hangry.
Right now you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations, then a genre to dive deeper into.
A station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B,
kids,
and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
I was a sophomore in college when I was assaulted.
I was only 4.
I've attended many parole hearings for my mother's killer.
I felt helpless.
But now I have a voice.
Because I'm not alone. Because I can.
ICANN Crime Victims Assistance Network provides comprehensive victim services, including counseling and assistance at parole hearings free of charge to victims and survivors of violence. Visit ican-foundation.org.
We're here to help.
The project was supported by funding awarded by Federal Grant Fund 2019-V2GX0053 through the Cal OES.
Hey, Los Angeles. We have a brand new 7-Eleven in our town.
Pause for celebration.
Now open on 9210 South Sepulveda Boulevard.
Find all the classic favorites like Big Bite hot dogs, pizza, taquitos, wings, Big Gulp, and Slurpees. You know, everything you need to get back on the go. And make sure to check out their Bigger Than Ever coffee program featuring cappuccinos, espressos, cold brew, and nitro coffee. And you can go ahead and pair that with some of the delicious fresh bakery items like cookies, croissants, and muffins.
Visit our brand new 7-Eleven, now open 9210 South Sepulveda Boulevard.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
What did I say about waitresses? Did I say something about waitresses?
She's not happy with you, so if you want to...
What did I say about waitresses?
Oh, maybe it was the people that restaurants can't find people to work, maybe?
It was something related to that.
Okay, well, I'm going to find out right now. Jillian in Long Beach. What did I say about waitresses, Jillian?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi.
So you said that why don't they open 2 hours earlier so they can feed me?
Yeah, basically, yes. Yeah, why not? Don't you want to make money? It's a business.
Yeah, I get that, but don't you understand that people are working nonstop? Like, I work 2 jobs. I'm a teacher in Manhasset. I work at the Catholic school there. And then from there, I go to another job where I waitress at.
Yeah, you're taking this way too personally, Jillian. I'm just talking about Amelia's, the diner down the block that used to be open at 5 when we would get breakfast. This has nothing to do with you and how hard you work. But
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that their staff is probably already working a lot because there's so minimum of them, there's so little of them, that they're spreading themselves thin. So they'd have to wake up earlier just to feed you.
Yeah, just to feed me. No, I can find my food elsewhere. It's not just to feed me. I can afford my food and get it elsewhere. But I'm just saying that if they're a business that wants to survive, You know, I mean, I would open earlier because there's a lot of people that are back at work. I mean, there's diners all over the place that open before 7 o'clock.
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours, Jillian. So no, just not to feed me.
I mean,
I'm not a baby. I can feed myself. I mean,
she just said, quote, "You want them to open up at 5 a.m. just to feed you."
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying to feed us, first of all, and open up early. You're a friggin' diner, for Christ's sakes. And we're still buying from them. We continue to support them. To me, there's diners all over the place that are open earlier, that are doing a better job than that. That's all.
But workforce shortages are
And I
definitely
acknowledge
a
that.
thing.
Yeah, I acknowledge
in
that.
the restaurant industry. There is no question about that.
Yes, and I certainly acknowledge that. Maybe that's the situation they're going through. I don't know, but we're all here. Everybody's up, and
then you're not.
We're working, right? And then you're dead. And just like those eggs and bacon were your food, the worms are now feeding on you. All right.
That was kind of morbid. Jeez.
What's up, Jerry? You got an update?
We are powered by Superbook, now open with better odds and favorable prices. We got some baseball, we got some football, but really none of the locals playing. Rays Red Sox in Tampa last night, and I'm starting here just because of the night that Randy Arozarena had.
Pavetta ready with a 3-2 pitch to Randy. Swing and a drive. Deep to left field. This one is way out of here. Randy Arozarena with his first of 2021, and it's 4-0 Rays here in the fifth.
And that was Rays Radio. A home run there made it 5-0, not too shabby. Along the way, Arozarena doing this, which really, I think, surprised many. This was Red Sox Radio.
Gives him the signs. Arozarena is halfway down. He's trying to steal home. Taylor throws, and he's safe. Arozarena has stolen home base, and it's 5-0 Tampa.
The new Mr. October.
Yeah, well, he certainly had a big October last year, and he did it last night as well. The home run made it 4-0. That made it 5-0, and 5-0 was the final as the Rays take game one of their ALDS. Wander Franco with an RBI double to get things rolling. Here's Arozarena. I'm not sure if this is a translator or not. I don't know. I've never heard him. He says he does this
it
for
is
the
a translator.
fannies in the seats.
Yeah. No, I'm very happy for the way they receive me and the way that they're always supporting there out there. You know, I go out there because I'm trying to give them a show, and I know they want to see something. You know, that's what the game's for.
They see it when he plays, that's for damn sure. Game 2 tonight at 7 o'clock, Chris Sale against someone named Shane Baz. It's amazing how they win.
I know.
I've never heard of Shane Baz, and he's making a Game 2 start in the postseason.
Is it a bullpen game for them, or what?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Shane McClanahan, who I have heard of, he 5 scoreless last night for the win. And Nelson Cruz, the ageless Nelson Cruz, hit a home run in the third. Astros beat the White Sox 6-1. Yordan Alvarez doubled homer, drove in 2. The White Sox only score 1 run. Here's Tony La Russa. Yeah, tough day.
I know we felt like, we're going to play 9 innings. It's more fun when you got something rolling, but you got to really dig deep when you're not.
And they weren't yesterday. One interesting thing I said to Al on the warm-up show. So the Astros have the best batting average against fastballs in Major League Baseball. I think it's 292 is the number. As a team, no one's better than them. Lance Lynn threw 76 pitches yesterday in the loss. How many do you think were fastballs, and how many do you think were off-speed pitches?
I would say,
Mike.
I would say he threw 76 pitches.
76 pitches, yes.
I'm going to say he threw like 6 fastballs.
Okay, that's what Al said, yes. What do you think, G?
I'm going to say he threw 45 fastballs.
74 of 76 pitches were fastballs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I only bring it up because I said to Al, we're in such an analytical day and age with baseball. Wouldn't you think they knew how good the Astros were hitting the fastball and he would do something else or just mix it up more? I thought that was interesting.
It goes to show you that the whole analytics craze, while it's there, maybe it's not as impactful as you think it is.
Maybe.
Especially when it comes to a player. By the way, this guy Shane Baz.
Yeah.
So he's a rookie for Tampa Bay as well. And his fastball has been compared to that of Garrett Cole. So he'll be with the Yankees in about 5 years.
Get $300 million.
$400 million, yes.
Never know if the Rays keep them that long. Braves and Brewers today at 4:30. You've got 2 o'clock, Astros and White Sox again, and the Giants and Dodgers are later tonight. Here's more of 6c Sabathia on the R2C2 podcast talking about the fallout from the Yankee loss to the Red Sox in the wild card game. Interesting take here where he goes back to the sweep they had late in September, and he thinks perhaps the Yankees had a false sense of security.
This is a different atmosphere when you go up to Boston and you're playing in October, because it's completely different than it was 2 weeks ago when they went up there and swept Boston.
Right. He said
that's even for me, that's exorbitant cursing. You have to pick your spots to make it funny.
Yeah, but here's what's going on.
Bleeping 2 weeks ago.
Well, here's what's going on here, Cuz.
Cuz.
You know, I'll tell you what's up, Cuz. Cuz is Garrett Cole does not pitch well in Fenway Park, Cuz.
You know what Cuz doesn't say?
What Cuz doesn't?
Right.
Right.
Listening to almost 45 minutes of that podcast, he's not one of these guys that uses the word right as a crutch like the rest of us.
Mother bleeper.
He does use that.
Yeah, but
here he
not
is.
right.
He says the Yankees heard playoff atmosphere at Fenway.
That crowd they stood up all night. They started chanting Garrett's name right away. Like, it's different in Boston. That place is magical. Fenway is magical in October, cuz. And you can get bit in the ass, and they did today.
See what I'm telling you, man, Cuz?
Yeah.
It's true. I love CC. I think it's tremendous. All right, we get to the football. Thursday night football, Rams, Seahawks. And yes, Geno Smith was pressed into action after Russell Wilson had the finger issue. He did lead them on a 10-play, 98-yard drive, but also made an error. Whether or not it's his fault, I don't know, because I do know the receiver fell down, but still made a critical mistake in a big spot.
Snap to Smith, 4-man rush, straight drop back, in trouble. Now steps up, throws far side, and it's picked off at the 35-yard line, and running out of bounds after the interception is Nick Scott.
Now, a lot of people are saying on Twitter that, you got to give Geno a little bit more credit because it's Tyler, I don't know who that is, fell down.
Tyler Lockett, I believe.
But I don't know that I don't know. Where the ball's thrown, maybe he gets to it, maybe he doesn't. I don't know.
So here's the deal. It's 1st and 10. You don't have to force the ball down the field, especially when you have a guy standing out to your right, just at the line of scrimmage, wide open.
Wide open.
You don't have to force it down the field. If Tom Brady has taught us anything, it's dink and dunk and dink and dunk and dink and dunk. And then when you get your chance, that's when you take a shot down the field.
Yeah, well, that was his one big mistake that he did make. Matthew Stafford threw for 365 yards and a touchdown as the Rams won 26-17. Stafford says, we're just scratching the surface.
I think the fun thing is being 4-1 and knowing that, our best game of football hasn't been played yet.
And they were terrible last week against the Cardinals, but in these other games, they've been really good.
The first half wasn't great last night for them offensively. And then, Matthew Stafford threw just an inexcusable interception in the back of the end zone.
Here was Pete Carroll on Russell Wilson being injured last night.
This is a significant night because Russell wasn't able to finish the second half. He's got a badly sprained finger that we need to figure out.
Yeah, he have testing later today. And then also Carroll stops mid-sentence because he thought to address the double punt. We played the highlight last hour.
Alex is really doing his job. Something we should mention, you didn't ask about this. I don't know this for sure, but that might have been one of the great plays I've ever seen a punter make. It's one of the great kicking plays in the history of the league. I've never seen anything. And I've been around a lot longer than you guys, and I've seen a lot of football. I've never seen that happen before.
And I thought Eddie made a great point, too, is the way he scoops the ball up with the one hand. And
I know, while it's spinning,
yeah.
too.
That looks like rugby to me, like that play.
Yeah.
And I know the sports are relatively similar, but that play in particular certainly did.
And believe you me, every punter in the league knows what they can do. So a situation like this, he knows. Now, he almost ran with it to try to make a first down. I forget how long it was. And then he realized that he probably couldn't make it, and he had the wherewithal. So what was it? Was it 3rd and what? Do we know?
I don't.
I mean,
I'm 4th and what?
I don't know.
It looks like it's a long way. Looks like it was 4th and 12 or something like that.
Could he have made it? Is that what you're wondering?
Yeah, I think he thought maybe he might be able to make it.
That looks like a long way to go.
And then he realized,
he's got another 15 yards in front of him.
There's no way he would have made it.
Nope. All right, Sunday, the Jets will be playing, I think it's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Right. Yeah.
When they take on the Falcons in London. Here was Robert Saleh, thoughts of facing Matt Ryan.
Veteran. He is a
I mean, he's been successful his entire career. I mean, he's one of the better quarterbacks in this league. He's obviously got tremendous arm talent.
But the Falcons as a team have struggled this year. I believe they're 1-3 going into this game. The Jets did make a notable move yesterday, according to multiple reports. Defensive end John Franklin Myers gets a 4-year extension, $30 million of guaranteed money, full value $55 million. And you guys have discussed it. Calvin Ridley of the Falcons not going on the trip for personal reasons. The Giants take on the Cowboys on Sunday. Here is Daniel Jones. Yes, New Orleans was good, but that's just one win. We need more.
We've got to continue to progress, continue to improve. I think, it was a big win for us, but it's over now, and our focus is on Dallas and making sure we're prepared this week.
402 yards passing for Jones in New Orleans earned him the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, going against Trayvon Diggs.
Galladay's all banged up, right?
Their wide receivers are a mess.
Yeah, but Galladay, how great he was in that game down in New Orleans. That's gonna, if he doesn't play,
you'll get more
hampered,
Joker.
Yeah, which is great. More young Joker, but I do think that the reason why young Joker was good is because Galladay was eating out there, cuz.
You might be right, cuz. Preseason basketball, Nets Bucks tonight. We know no Kyrie Irving, not eligible. Steve Nash was asked yesterday. So I guess Los Angeles now instituted this vaccine mandate as well. You've got San Francisco. I don't know how it pertains to visiting players. I'm really not, because the article I read was very confusing. Either way, there are going to be a lot of games if Kyrie's not vaccinated that he can't play, and Nash was asked about that yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I'm not thinking about that. I got so much to do here to make sure that we're ready to go opening night.
How much do you think he makes, top of your head, per game that he's going to be fined?
Oh, I know the answer, so if you want to
Al,
ask.
how much do you think Kyrie makes per game that he'll be fined?
I believe I saw the answer.
Eddie, how much?
I saw it too.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I saw the answer.
Yeah.
You guys are no fun.
Yeah, 380,000, is that
Yeah,
what it was?
384.
Yeah.
That's why
Per
he'll
game.
That's why he'll get vaccinated.
My Lord. So as of now, he's not, and so he won't be there tonight against Milwaukee. 18 former NBA players charged Thursday with defrauding the league's health and welfare benefit plan out of $2.5 million. They were claiming fictitious medical and dental expenses. Sebastian Telfair, part of this. One of the 18, just a notable name. And the Devils Islanders played last night, or were supposed to play. I think it was their final preseason game, right? Season starts early next week.
The Rangers and the Islanders have one more
The Isles have
preseason
one
game
more?
left, I think. Yeah, I think that might have been it for the Devils.
And they did not play because of a power outage at the Rock last night, which we hope doesn't happen when you go see Dua Lipa.
That's right, Dua Lipa, March 4th in the building. Boomer and Geo.
And this report's brought to you by Jackpocket. Play official state lottery games on your phone.
Right now, you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations, then a genre to dive deeper into.
A station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B,
kids,
and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
I was a sophomore in college when I was assaulted.
I was only 4.
I've attended many parole hearings for my mother's killer.
I felt helpless.
But now I have a voice.
Because I'm not alone. Because I can.
ICANN Crime Victims Assistance Network provides comprehensive victim services, including counseling and assistance at parole hearings free of charge to victims and survivors of violence. Visit ican-foundation.org.
We're here to help.
The project was supported by funding awarded by Federal Grant Fund 2019-V2GX0053 through the Cal OES.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
Anybody watching Squid Game? Everybody's talking about Squid Game. I don't know if anybody is watching it. Eddie, I feel like this is something. Oh, look at this coffee from Boomer. How nice is that? Thank you very much. A nice little black coffee. I appreciate it. Are you watching Squid Game?
No.
You haven't? Are you going to check it out? It's the hot show that everybody's talking about on Netflix.
I may check it out, but I'm not really seem to be too interested in it right now.
You're not too interested in it right now?
No.
You're one of the few who is not. I didn't know what it was, then ended up watching it. Saw the first couple episodes, and I'm into it. And it's definitely very interesting where you get a bunch of people. I'm not going to give anything away. A bunch of people that are in severe debt. They get rounded up by some evil agency to play kids' games for money. But if they don't move on from the game, meaning they don't complete the game, well, then it's curtains for that particular person.
You shoot them?
Yeah, basically, that's what it seemed
They
like.
kill him?
Yeah, they kill him. Yeah. So I guess I did give some of that away, but that's why people are watching and they're into it because it seems pretty severe.
Right.
But I did apply Squid Game mentality yesterday, and it worked out for me. So I pretended I had a bunch of commercial reads to do after the show yesterday.
Yes.
And I wanted to get them done as fast as possible without making any mistakes. So I said to myself, if I mess up one of these reads and have to start over, I'm going to get shot in the head. And guess what? It worked. Got through all of them.
But you were in there with Super Z, so it actually is plausible.
I know. Well, that's another reason, and I'm not kidding. That's another reason that made me get through it, because he is someone that he could jump over that table and strangle me. There's no doubt about it. So, yes, it worked. Try that mentality next time you're trying to do something. Like, if I don't do this, I'm going to get shot in the head. And then it ended up working right through that. Bang, 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 bang. Check out the show, though. Al, I don't know if you'll want to watch this show.
When I look at it, I have no interest, but there is a lot of buzz.
There's a lot of buzz.
So I feel like I should at least give it a try.
I heard so it's a Korean show. And in South Korea, I heard that the companies, like the power company, was so upset because so many people were watching the show that like they like the usage went up so much in households that they were asking Netflix for reimbursement money. I read that article.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Collateral damage.
Collateral damage.
Yes.
That's how into this show is. And I do not watch it with the dubbing. I need to hear the original language.
Right.
And I need to see their mouths moving like they're actually speaking, as opposed to the horrible overdubbing. With these overdubbing actors are the worst. And then I'll read it. Subtitle stuff. You can deal with subtitles.
I'm a subtitle guy. Yeah, 100%.
You watch that.
I'd much rather see and watch a movie and read the subtitles than watch a dubbing. I cannot stand the dubbing.
But then you're not seeing what's on the screen that the director and the film people want you to see.
I can.
Not true. I
have no problem with that.
You're reading and seeing?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, skilled. Totally skilled. I don't feel like I'm missing a thing. I am all over it.
And because Netflix and Prime both have international movies, some of these things like El Dragon, for instance.
El Dragon.
Yeah, it was great.
That means
it was all
the
subtitles.
dragon.
Yeah, but it was all titles now. Subtitles.
Second language I'll do.
It was great.
Yeah.
Loved it.
What are you? What's that commercial we run? Rosetta Stone or one of those other things? Are you doing that now? We get that Spanish in?
No, I mean I should have. I feel like I could have learned something over this time that I'm just
Babel?
in my house. Babel, yeah.
Babel, that's right. Yes. That one guy goes, I could say Jean-Mattel David, but that's about it. All right, let's go to Vinny in Queens. We got Wilder Fury 3 on Saturday. What's up, Vinny? Good morning.
Good morning, Booms. Good morning, Neil. How you doing, guys?
All right, Ben. What's going on,
Vinny?
brother?
Hey, Booms. I gotta say, Booms, a lot of red flags with your boy Biggs over there, man. I thought you were a foxhole guy, man. I gotta say,
Oh, I'm definitely a foxhole guy with the guys I work with.
That.
Yeah.
Dante Wilder came into your studio, hugged you,
Yeah.
brought you his fights.
Yeah.
And as soon as the guy loses, you kick dirt on his
Yeah, but he also dogged Gio too in a way.
whatever, man. The guy.
No, not whatever. No,
it's not whatever there, Ben. I mean,
How do he dog you?
No, well, first of all, there's a couple things going on here.
You
One.
didn't talk about this, have you?
Well, no, hold on a second. No, there's a couple of. Vinny, shut up! God damn it! Jesus Christ! There's no way you have any friends. You stopped talking. I was about to have a conversation with you, but you never stopped talking. First of all, when it comes to family and friends, of course I'm a foxhole guy. There's no doubt about it. I don't think that Deontay Wilder and I ever were that close.
I don't know, man. You were,
but anyway, no.
You nuzzled up to him. That's pretty close to me.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he necessarily dogged me.
Well,
but
he was supposed to come on, and he didn't come on.
Multiple
he dogged
times.
Us, yes.
Yeah, multiple times. But that's not necessarily the reason why I was upset. The reason I was upset was because I went out there in support of him in Las Vegas, was going nuts. Of course, obviously bet him too, and was all supportive, USA, the whole thing, screaming at British fans. And he got his ass kicked, and it wasn't him getting his ass kicked that made me turn on him. It was everything he said afterwards. He gave no credit to Tyson Fury. He blamed the weight of his costume on his legs not being ready for the fight. And then the biggest one was the guy in his corner that threw in the towel, he trashed. This guy who had worked with him and trained him and forever, he trashed him and I believe fired him because he threw in the towel on him when he was trying to protect Deontay, who is also, by the way, a father, and then he trashed the guy afterwards. And I said, this guy's lost his mind. I mean, and you win like a champion, you lose like a champion. And he didn't lose like a champion that day, and I was highly disappointed.
You watch his fight now or no?
Yeah, I'll do what I always do with him. I buy the pay-per-view, I record it, and I watch in the morning.
Okay.
But, and by the way, I'd still rather see Deontay Wilder win this fight than Tyson Fury. I'm not rooting against him. I'm just not, I look at him differently than I did.
And you're just not tight with him anymore.
Yeah. Right. Well, I'm certainly not tight with him anymore.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, but do you understand where I'm coming from with that? Like, they didn't lose with grace.
I know. I remember how disgusted you were when you came in here after that. And you were like, I can't believe this is my guy that I nuzzled up to.
Yeah, I know.
You were upset, and I would be upset too. I didn't really, I liked Deontay, but I wasn't so much into him like the way you were.
Sure, I know. And then the fact that multiple times he said he was going to come on and then didn't before and after the fight. It was like, okay.
Well, it's like he came on before he really got big.
And then all of a sudden.
And then he got big.
Was the end
and
of
it was like, and then Showtime screwed us a few times. Then you know how that goes.
Yeah. So there you go. There's the whole story. Vinny in Queens. He's probably still talking. Let's go to Kevin in Oakland, New Jersey. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys. How are you?
What's up,
all right,
man?
Kev, what's happening?
Mark Breland was the guy that threw in the towel, and Mark Breland at least had credibility and a boxing career, and he had Deontay's best interest
exactly
at his heart.
So you know exactly what I'm talking about, Kevin.
100%.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to get on you. Amelia's. You got to remember though, they are into making money, but they probably have to pick and choose because they're short-staffed when they make the most money. So it's probably not to feed your fat ass.
Oh, come on. Jesus Christ, Kevin. You guys, this is... Man. First of all...
Man, by the way, I love Amelia's. I'm the one who turned you guys on to them.
It's not to feed me or to feed us. They don't show up to feed us. You people are idiotic. They show up to make money. They're a business. That's what they are. It's not a effing soup kitchen. They're not showing up to feed us for free. We pay and we tip. Give me a break. And you're not going to make me upset with saying fat. I understand that the whole fat thing, I say it about myself all the time. That's why I'm trying to lose weight currently right now. That's why I'm eating keto. I didn't get the bread and the sandwich that I love. But, I mean, where have we lost our minds? Do diner workers show up just to feed us, or are they getting paid? Is the owner of the place getting paid? Are the employees getting paid? When this guy shows up with a bag of food, the money that I gave Billy Giacalone, is he giving it to them or not? Is this like a business transaction, or they're showing up to feed me or to feed us? Like that stupid bitch, the first one that called, she goes, to feed you. No, it's not the way it works. And then this a-hole, to feed you. No, it's a business transaction, you blockheads. What the hell is wrong with you? What, do you think I'm showing up for a goddamn handout? I'm paying money for it.
Good news, the food has arrived.
God. Just to feed you. Like there's some guy getting in his car like, I gotta hurry up so I can feed people. No, you're making money to pay your goddamn bills. The F has happened to this world and you people. What is wrong with you? God. It's really unbelievable.
The Feel Good Friday.
Like it's some sort of charity situation here. You get paid.
You better get this food in here, Al. Hurry up, man, before he snaps.
Yeah, to feed you. That's what they're doing. These people are just there to feed you. Like I'm the only customer. That's it. I'm the only person getting food today, just to show up to feed me. What? You know what? You're all losers with your loser mentalities. That's what it is.
You're trying to do a nice thing by buying breakfast this morning, so I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right now you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations, then a genre to dive deeper into.
A station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B,
kids,
and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
I was a sophomore in college when I was assaulted.
I was only 4.
I've attended many parole hearings for my mother's killer.
I felt helpless.
But now I have a voice.
Because I'm not alone. Because I can.
ICANN Crime Victims Assistance Network provides comprehensive victim services, including counseling and assistance at parole hearings free of charge to victims and survivors of violence. Visit ican-foundation.org.
We're here to help.
The project was supported by funding awarded by Federal Grant Fund 2019V2GX0053 through the Cal OES.
Hey, Los Angeles. We have a brand new 7-Eleven in our town.
Pause for celebration.
Now open on 9210 South Sepulveda Boulevard. Find all the classic favorites like Big Bite hot dogs, pizza, taquitos, wings, Big Gulp, and Slurpees. You know, everything you need to get back on the go. And make sure to check out their Bigger Than Ever coffee program featuring cappuccinos, espressos, cold brew, and nitro coffee. And you can go ahead and pair that with some of the delicious fresh bakery items like cookies, croissants, and muffins. Visit our brand new 7-Eleven, now open 9210 South Sepulveda Boulevard.
It's the morning show with Boomer Esiason and Greg Giannotti. Boomer and Gio.
Keeping up with the flood of news every single day can be quite stressful. There is climate change happening. There's the pandemic, labor movements, Nicki Minaj's cousin's friend. Hi, I am Gideon Resnick, host of Crooked Media's What a Day. Each week, Travell Anderson, Priyanka Arabindi, Josie Duffy Rice, and I are going to break down the biggest news stories of the day in a way that hopefully doesn't always make you want to cry. New episodes of What a Day drop every weekday at 5 a.m. Eastern. Listen on Odyssey, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Right now you're hearing all your favorite music on your favorite station. But wait, there's more.
More songs from the artists you love on exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Just open the Odyssey app and click exclusive stations, then a genre to dive deeper into.
A station might be just music, or maybe hosted by Ed Sheeran, Chris Martin, or one of your favorite DJs.
Across alternative, pop,
country, soft rock,
Latin, R&B,
kids,
and even more.
Get more with exclusive stations by Odyssey.
Brought to you by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar.
I was a sophomore in college when I was assaulted.
I was only 4.
I've attended many parole hearings for my mother's killer.
I felt helpless.
But now I have a voice.
Because I'm not alone. Because I can.
ICANN Crime Victims Assistance Network provides comprehensive victim services, including counseling and assistance at parole hearings free of charge to victims and survivors of violence. Visit ican-foundation.org.
We're here to help.
The project was supported by funding awarded by Federal Grant Fund 2019V2GX0053 through the Cal OES.